Be ready. 5 seconds. Start. It is indeed an honor and a special privilege for me to be invited to deliver the convocation address in the intellectually stimulating environs of the historic University of Delhi, one of the premier institutions of higher learning, research, and studies in the country. I am grateful to the respected Vice Chancellor for his kind invitation to me to participate in this important occasion of our country's one of the most prestigious universities, which has over the years produced a large number of eminent scholars in different branches of studies and has also had renowned professors amongst its faculties who molded thousands of young men and women with high level of education into individuals of integrity and honor, courage and character who have made and are making significant contribution in shaping the destiny of our country. What started off modestly in 1922 with 3 colleges, 4 faculties, and just 750 students is today one of the most renowned institutions of learning, having 83 colleges, 14 faculties, and about 220,000 students. It is indeed a splendid and proud achievement. Since the days of Dr. H.S. Gore, the first Vice Chancellor, the university has spread across the city in all directions with its colleges and campuses adorning the landscape of the national capital and through its well structured curricular and co-curricular activities and through innovative teaching and learning methods has steadily grown in its reputation and acceptance. It is today one of the highly sought after destinations for higher studies in the country. The Delhi School of Economics has attained great eminence like the London School of Economics. The Faculty of Management Studies has earned an enviable reputation in the corporate world. The law faculty has produced many a legal luminary enriching our judicial system. The arts, humanities, science, and other faculties too have performed very admirably. It is indeed a rare honor, and I feel humble to have been asked to deliver the convocation address at this great institution with the highest intellectual traditions. At the outset, I would like to offer my heartiest congratulations to the bright young students who have completed their studies by their strenuous work and disciplined effort and are going to receive their honors and degrees today. As they move out of the portals of the campus tomorrow, they will find a new world of challenges and opportunities. I extend my best wishes to all of them and hope that they will make use of their knowledge and training not only for their own career but also for the benefit of the common people and for the overall progress of our country. it hardly needs to be stated that education is the most effective instrument to acquire knowledge, to nurture social and moral values, and to make citizens socially sensitive, responsible, and forward looking. In a plural society like ours, it is through broad secular education that we can foster values to promote national integration and harmony among all citizens. Swami Vivekananda had said that it was only through education that character is formed, strength of mind is increased, the intellect is expanded, and by which one can stand on one's own feet. One of the major tasks before our founding fathers in the wake of freedom was to introduce a comprehensive education system at different levels that could address the developmental challenges of a country then steeped in poverty, ignorance, and superstition. It was recognized that only through good education can we produce people who will be proud of their heritage and will strive to take the country forward after having gone through centuries of subjugation and humiliation, and will also provide the necessary momentum to economic progress to ensure better quality of life to our people, to help bring about an acceptable level of social and economic equity in the country, and to promote the task of our national unity. In the years since independence, in spite of the various adverse circumstances, the country has built up a very large number of education and has produced a vast body of progressively disposed men and women equipped with a high order of scientific and technological capabilities and committed to broader national values. As Swami Vivekananda said, education is a process of man making, character forming, and life building assimilation of ideas. Only through education we can equip ourselves to face the challenges of life, and only a good educational system can establish a healthy relationship between the individuals and the society. It is education which makes us better citizens and inculcates in us virtues of tolerance, discipline, commitment, culture, compassion, and sensitivity. Education, as Nobel laureate Professor Amartya Sen has said, is essentially about capacity building, and it widens the choice of people and empowers the nations. As Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru once said, and I quote, "A university stands for humanism, for tolerance, for reason, for progress, for the adventure of ideas, and for the search of truth."